Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to look at where I think Palantir's stock price could go 5 years from now. I'm going to look at several interesting assumptions and estimates and forecasts to make this stock price prediction. So without further ado, let's jump right into it and let's take a look at this interesting AI stock.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So one of the numbers I'm going to need is Palantir's next year 2025 earnings per share estimate. And according to the analysts on Wall Street that are following Palantir stock, they think the company can deliver 40 cents earnings per share next year in 2025. Interestingly, that forecast is up from 35 cents just 90 days ago and 39 cents just 30 days ago. So analysts are revising earnings per share forecasts for Palantir stock higher as the company is demonstrating better than expected earnings per share forecasts for the current and next year. I'm also going to need Palantir's next 5 years earnings per share estimate, and according to those same analysts on Wall Street that are following Palantir stock, they think the company can deliver 85% earnings per share growth annually over the next 5 years. That's a robust earnings per share forecast. I'm not sure how realistic that is for a company to grow 85% per year for 5 years straight. That's a pretty remarkable rate of increase in earnings per share. Nevertheless, these are the analysts that are closest to Palantir stock, the ones that are following Palantir stock closely, and this is what they forecast, this is what they believe Palantir will deliver in earnings per share growth over the next 5 years. Of course, Palantir is one of the leading companies in artificial intelligence, and the AI industry is growing robustly at a rate of return expected to increase from $200 billion in 2023 to over $1.8 trillion in spending by 2030. So Palantir is in a prime position to benefit from that robustly growing industry. So you never know. It looks like this is what analysts on Wall Street are expecting. If I was to bet on an over and under, I would take the under on this 85.19%, but I'm going to stick with the analyst on Wall Street and use that number as my forecasted earnings per share growth rate. I'm also going to need Palantir's current share price. Right now it's trading at $22.69 per share. Interestingly, I rated Palantir stock as a buy coming into 2024. Around late December, I recommended Palantir stock as a buy, and you could see the stock price has exploded in 2024 year to date. 12 days ago, however, I told investors it was a prudent time to take profits. Around March 20th over here, I recommended investors take profits around $23, $24 per share, and the stock has flatlined since then, going downward a little bit. It was in this video here titled, "Is it finally time to take profits in Palantir stock?" where I published it 12 days ago. You can go and watch this video if you're interested as to my reasoning for suggesting it's good time to take profits in Palantir stock. So those are the numbers I'm going to need. I'm also going to need Palantir's forward price to earnings ratio. Right now it's trading at a forward PE of 57.78, near the most expensive this stock has been in the last year. This is right up there near the most expensive it's been. And this was partly the reasoning why I explained it was a good time to take profits in Palantir stock. Despite the fact the company's prospects look excellent, the valuation is near the most expensive it's been, so it's already incorporating those excellent prospects into the stock price here at the current valuation. That's why I said if you were in it to start the year and you were up so much already, it wasn't such a bad idea to book some profits in Palantir stock. So now that we've got the numbers that we need, we can go ahead and start our stock price forecast. First, let me draw your attention here at the 40 cents earnings per share forecast for Palantir in 2025. I'm sorry, let me fix this. It was a little bit wrong there. It was saying 4 cents instead of 40 cents. So if we look at Palantir's earnings per share for 2025, it's expected to come in at 40 cents. If the company's earnings grows at 85% as Wall Street expects, by the year 2030, Palantir's earnings per share could be $8.67. And if we apply the 57.8 forward price to earnings multiple on that $8.67 earnings per share for 2030, Palantir stock price could be a whopping $501 per share. Admittedly, that's a scenario that I don't think is very likely. More likely, I think, is, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Palantir's earnings per share growth rate is not as large and the PE forward multiple is not as high. So if we look at several scenarios, if the forward PE falls to 50, the stock price could be 433. At 45, the stock price could be 390. At 35, the stock price could be $303 per share. And if you remember, the stock price is only $22 per share right now. So those are pretty remarkable forecasts for where Palantir stock price could be 5 years from now. I think these scenarios are too optimistic. I think the 85% growth rate is too optimistic for Palantir over the next 5 years. So I'm going to cut this earnings per share growth rate in half and say that it's going to grow at 42.5% for the next 5 years. I'm also going to say that the forward price to earnings is going to fall. It's going to fall closer to 35. So if I was to provide my best guess for where I think Palantir stock price could be, it's going to be much lower than where it is in these forecasts. I think the stock price could fall in the range of a forward PE of 30 to perhaps a forward PE of 35, which suggests the stock price could be in the range of $70 per share to $82 per share in 5 years. Now, that would still be a robust rate of return, considering that Palantir stock price is just $22 per share right now. That suggests that the stock price could more than triple in the next 5 years. But again, these are using very optimistic forecasts here for earnings per share growth of 42.5% for 5 years straight. That's a difficult feat to accomplish for any company. So if these earnings per share come in as Wall Street analysts expect, Palantir's stock price could explode. Palantir's stock price could explode. The big question mark is the earnings per share. That's where I have my biggest concern with Palantir. Can its earnings per share grow at the rate that Wall Street analysts that are following Palantir stock expect it to? My guess is that it won't. At least it won't grow at the over 80% that Wall Street has it. But even if it doesn't, even if it only grows at 40%, it still suggests a stock price that's going to be higher from where it is today. But if the growth rate would be much lower, let's say it grows at only 20% over the next 5 years, that's where the stock price increases are not as robust. That's where you have the stock price at the most tripling from where it is today. Again, I don't think Palantir stock investors would be disappointed in that rate of return. Although I will say that Palantir stock is one that is above average risk. So you should be looking for an above average rate of return on Palantir stock, given that it comes with significantly higher risk than the average stock. So you should expect, or you should require, a higher rate of return, and that's what I've incorporated into this price target here for Palantir stock. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.